Alrighty, so you look like Mario Brothers. Good. I got a whole bunch of different versions of them. How do you choose which funnel would work best for your offer? Sorry if you're about to answer this. No worries, Samantha. Let's actually go through that now. So, guys, I wanna, like I said, let's welcome you guys again here, so you guys know what's all happening. I know some guys are just barely diving on in. What's with the funnel stash? What's with this thing here? Okay, we are building a thing called My Funnel Stash, My Funnel Stash, and when you guys actually buy it, all right, we actually ship you out a stash. We actually send you out also, right, ClickFunnels color glasses, which are actually 3D glasses, but they're super cool. We just barely got them in today. And I was like, oh, how timely. These things look sick. Yeah. Okay, so anyways, and then it also comes with the workbook, a whole bunch of other things as well, and that's what we've been designing in front of you. Knowing, right, that people, again, don't want to always be a funnel geek. And if you want to be, great, I go deep. I dive deep into it anyway. Okay, so well, I've taken a picture of this, and what we need to do now is right, right, what they currently would go buy. So here's what I do, right? Number one, understand that typically people who buy stuff from you um, that are cheap, right? It is someone just said you turned down $1 million. Yeah, he was the man. He's awesome. It's just there's no chatting, and he goes, what's funny about the whole thing is, he said the actual market would not have been able to withstand the price that I was actually for 25 grand. And so what we do is we go back and look at the red ocean and see what the actual ocean can handle as far as price points go. When you think about that. But what you want to do is whatever red ocean you're selling out of, see what price points they are able to bear, and then go a little bit more premium. Okay, that's my strategy for doing so. What price points is that red ocean able to bear? And then I want to know. I do not compete on price. I will never. Right, I'm not the guy who normally hands out kind of like payment plans because it signifies where they are in their life. Right, if somebody can't handle like frankly, a measly $1,000. Okay, if you can't handle that, it says things about where you are in your life, and that's not to offend anybody, but that's true. Okay, if somebody's like, oh, $1,000, and they have to like mortgage, like take a second mortgage out of their house, take a title loan. They have a harder time executing on you saying, hey, come over here and do X, Y, and Z because they're a little bit more concerned about where the next meal is coming from. Or they're a little more concerned of like, hey, I don't have any savings, I don't have any backings, there's nothing, right? And so price is a very interesting thing. So I typically, two methodologies. If you can't be cheapest, be a little the product. Okay, and I have enough projects in my life. I don't need a person as a project. So I prefer to sell things slightly more expensive rather than seek ways to be the cheapest. Okay, if I sell things that are the cheapest too, typically I find a mentality of individual who is constantly seeking a discount, which does not motivate usually the entrepreneur. The way I price things is I make sure. So right, this is the exact same thing. Exact same thing. Legacy. It doesn't tell me your. Let me expand out. Legacy Builder. I don't know what your name is. Sorry, that's what it says your name is. But it's true, isn't it? Right? When I come in and I start selling things that are slightly more expensive, I also bring a more joyful, typically a more happy, typically a more go-getter, problem-solving customer than when I bring somebody in who's for cheaper prices. That's nothing against them, and it's not any kind of judgment either. Okay, for a long time I couldn't. There's no way I could afford something like Russell Brunson's Inner Circle, right? Right? And that's fine. But when I look back and I'm like, oh, I see why he did that. them, just the reality, right? If you go for kind of cheap, typically when somebody comes in, they stop accepting what you're saying as truth, and instead they go a little bit more like, what's that? Is that Socrates? The Socrates method, where you literally question every single piece of every statement that comes towards your way. But how do you know that? But how do you know that? But how do you know that? Go through, does that make sense? When somebody hasn't gone through those lessons in their life yet, very challenging to work with them. Very challenging. And typically, it usually ends up corrupting the business just a little bit, not because of the person, but because it takes the focus of the entrepreneur away from the other customers that they've sold. And so anyway, I always go for more premium, always. And I don't care if it means that people can't afford it. That's not having cash for Funnel Hacking Live is what made me learn his material like crazy, right? There's a very small margin for error, right? I had to learn it, I had to live it, I had to run hard at it, right? For me, not having the cash made me get the experience. It forced me to go be a funnel builder quickly, very fast, without me like, but I don't see beginning to end. Fish slap. Oh man, I lost my fish. Forgot to give it. Fish me. Okay. It's the sound of a fish. Make you fish Thor Colton. These things smell weird. It kind of winged to the right a little bit. He's throwing a hook with the fish. It's a fish hook. Oh! He threw a fish hook with a fish. Okay? Is that interesting though? Like, oh, okay, that's why I have this on my desk. This sits on my desk, you guys. Because I believe this. Right? And I need to make sure people come into my stuff who are in a certain spot. Okay? The obstacle is the way. Oh, baby. Okay? The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Okay? I was texting Sharfin. Okay, Alex Sharfin. And I told him, I was like, dude, you know what's so interesting about this whole thing? And I'm just making an observation. I was like, you know what's funny? As I said, I never thought, especially and realize it's just a formula and just kind of just do what I just went through. Oh my gosh. Out of the two, the psychological aspect of what you're doing can often be harder on an entrepreneur's brain, especially a new entrepreneur. And he goes, yeah, isn't that funny? I said, it is funny. You wouldn't expect that. Because what ends up happening is you spend your whole freaking life I just did the thing, I just followed the formula, and that worked. I have some cash. And then you do it again, you're like, whoa, that's more cash than I've ever had. Whoa, oh my gosh. Whew. Babe, let's go on a cruise, right? That's what we did, right? And I was like, oh my gosh. What ends up happening is there's usually this cash now. What's my purpose? What's my purpose? They're like, oh my gosh, right? And they start saying things like, I just don't know what's worth it anymore, right? I've done this. That's why I know it. I was standing, we were hanging out at an Inner Circle's house, an Inner Circle member's house. We were hanging out there, and Russell. And I was sitting there, I was talking to Russell, and he goes, how's things going, man? I was like, good, you know. And he's like, tell me about it. Well, you know, how's the business going? Read your numbers, things like that. And I was telling him numbers and back and forth. And he goes, what's up, though? And I said, I'm just trying to figure out my purpose. And he he started laughing. He started laughing. And he turns. What am I supposed to do with my life? This cash thing is solved now. Like, what am I supposed to do? And they freak out, right? Maybe you're right. Maybe it's yours. Oh, so when you had this inception, was it your purpose? What is my purpose? Right now, to you know, I kid you not. I was like, oh wow. And I started asking all these other Inner Circle people, these guys that are giants. They're like, you can't freak out over that question, otherwise it'll bury you. It'll completely bury you. So, anyways, going full circle, bringing it back. When it comes to pricing, okay, there's really two things that I do. Number one, I ask myself, how much do I want to get paid? So as I'm building out and structuring this offer, right? Anyway, so frankly, that conversation is one of the reasons I started thinking through, like, oh man, I should totally go make an event called My Offer Lab. And Russell's like, yeah, dude, you're like the offer guy, man. You freak out over offers more than anybody else. I was like, that makes sense. And they're like, events for me are the thing, easily. Funnel maps, $497. Those are epic. 12 pre-built funnels at $6,000. The masterclass, that's a $3,000 masterclass. Easy. Oops. Okay. Okay. So let's start actually tallying this thing up. Okay. Start tallying this up. So we got 4 is this 10, 11, 14, 15. So that's 15. Yeah, 15 grand real world value. Because I used to have a lot of these funnels on the marketplace, the funnel marketplace. I took them down for a lot of reasons, but I didn't like how much I couldn't control the sales flow. Anyway, so real world, right, would be 15 grand on that. 15K with that. The value of that, though, price and value are not the same thing, okay? The value of that, much higher, okay? See me? I wanna sell this in an auto webinar. Okay, remember when we did Deb? So Deb, which means right here, right? I'm gonna toss it at the end of an auto webinar funnel for 3 grand. Anyway, so we're gonna build an auto webinar funnel here, and that's the thing that I'm gonna design out. Sound good? You guys with me? Is that helpful? A little side rant? Hopefully. All right. Oh, you know what'd be cool on this auto registration page is the funnel marinade. What we were talking about before. That would be cool on this one. It's possible. This is the funnel you're about to go. I know who I'm talking to. Okay. Missed it, sadly. 7 a.m. for me here, not in the first session. Okay, so it's quite a few of you guys. Okay, like 10-ish? Awesome. Dang, this seems serious. All right. Makes sense on the pricing thing too, what I was talking about before. If you guys have questions about that, let me know. But pricing strategy is really interesting. I just don't know when you got here. So, okay. We talk about pricing model, how to make the offer, choose the funnel. The offer, the one chooses the wizardary, right? Okay. So we're gonna build ourselves an auto webinar funnel. And the reason I'm gonna do auto webinar funnel is because it's not my core offer. If it was my core offer, I would do a live webinar funnel and I'd do it a million times. Okay. So many people ask me for those replays that I've been doing on Saturdays, right? The live funnel builds on Saturdays, which has been about a group about 30 or 40 of you guys each time, most of the time, and they're pretty spontaneous, you know. So the numbers now, yeah, the numbers are. We've been scaling it real slowly, too slow for my taste, but you know, who's ever gonna say I'd like to make money slowly? So in the process, awesome, Dimitri, cool. Awesome. Okay, so I want to have a self-liquidating offer with this thing, okay? And and I want it to be around traffic because I'm selling it to the ClickFunnels people. So we're gonna do some traffic stuff here. So I'm gonna use okay, the current auto webinar we're running right now. Like I said, we're putting $1 in ads and we'll get 3 to 4 back out. So I mean, it's going really well. And we just barely put a self-liquidating. All right, an auto webinar registration page. I think it'd be cool if I had like these cheesy sunglasses on with my funnel stash, and I'm in the process. Sorry, you said $1, add $3. Meaning when I'm spending, I put $1 in on ads, and I usually get $3 to $4 back out. Do auto webinars still convert well after Chrome killed autoplay? Yes, you just got to be real good at letting them know. That's one of the reasons I like to do the auto webinar thing now. Is because I like to put deadline funnel on it, and so I put some pressure on them and say, hey, look, you got 48 hours to watch this webinar and grab this thing, or else you can't have it. You know what'd be kind of funny is to do that picture of Russell and I when he's like making a goofy face at me. If I put a funnel stash on him on that picture. Okay, these registration pages, like all opt-in pages, but especially these kind, they feast off of curiosity. That's it. Okay. So I'm actually gonna make this Russell. Which would be pretty sick. Okay. There was a funnel type that Russell and I were kind of inventing and playing with. It was about a year ago. We called it the 48-hour funnel, and the reason it works is because we're not trying to say join the live webinar. We're saying here's a replay of an old offer. It's open for 48 hours for you, and that worked really well. That's been working really well with the whole Chrome updates. And then when they actually hit a waiting list, because sticky cookies their IP address, and so it doesn't matter if they try and log in with another email, it will push them directly to a waiting list page. Sorry, you waited too long. So the answer is yes, though. Okay, they click a button right there, and then we'll have a pop-up. Okay, black for me is pages. Blue is communication. For me, green is Actionetics MD features. Red, red is traffic. That's what it was. Okay, those are the red. There's a format that we did for Funnel Builder Secrets, which was epic. And I'm thinking, what if I do? There was a little trick that we did when we were building Funnel Builder Secrets, where we put a chat element on the page. I'm sorry, a first thing I should talk about is how safe our pest control is for kids. Does that make sense? So I'm gonna do the exact same thing here. Okay, is this for me? Right, and I'm gonna bring out several of the personas that I know people like categorize themselves as. Like, in fact, there'll probably be those 3 personas. Is this for me? Yes. Well, let me ask you a question. Are you a ClickFunnels diehard? Are you new to ClickFunnels? All right, it's the red ocean personas. Are you have you had some success? Or are you're breaking even? All right, this is specifically for those with ClickFunnels stuff, with ClickFunnels account, or for the people who are ready to start looking into it, right? And so I want to make sure that I capture each of those. Now, when they click that, it's just an open pop-up thing, and the pop-up is the registration thing. Sweet, looks like you're a great fit. We're opting right here, right? Then in quotes, I want to put secret one. This works super well. So I've had a lot of other people using the very thing that I'm putting out, right? And some of them have filmed some really awesome testimonials for me. I'm going to immortalize them on the front page. What is the webinar about, just for context? It's about everything that we just went through in session 1. So it's selling my funnel stash. And I'm also going to put on here, let's make the act of opting in like it's an offer. So let's treat the act of opting in as if it's a product. Okay, well, with the vehicle, internal and external related belief that has to do with just opting in. They probably don't believe. I'm not good enough. I don't know how to actually build the funnel. It feels like, all right, 0 hour, meaning the email or piece of communication. I could spin this off on Facebook Messenger, right? So they get that. Oops. Color. Bam, bam, bam. The external one, resources. Oh, resources. What if I gave them the very funnel they're about to go through? What? Oh, and funnel map too. What's up, son? Okay, so let's go through. Oh no, that wasn't true. It was on Friday. I was in the shower. I was in the shower and I was thinking to myself, self. I was thinking about this concept about the price marinade. I was like, what if there was a funnel marinade? Yeah. What if I had a funnel marinade? And so I'm going to show them that. And it'll be a rollover. So when the mouse rolls over, it shows a. Actually, we could just even do the click pop. It rolls over. This is the funnel you're about to go through. And it literally is, right? I'll put this into Adobe Illustrator and clean it up so everything's cool and sexy on there. But it shows them literally everything you're about to go through, and kind of like a those mall maps where it's like you are here, like do that, right? So I draw this thing out, and across the top, oh, that's sick, baby. Okay, we just came up with the funnel marinade. Someone text Russell. Okay, so we're gonna do a. Should we vox him? I'm gonna vox him. Anyone want his phone number? Just kidding. It's coming up next, okay? Just to like really turn up the curiosity. I feel like some people they're not gonna like it, and other people they're gonna love it. But what if we had this cool thing where at the beginning, okay, like right below the opt-in, right below the button, it says, "Here's the funnel you're about to go through." And when they roll over, it pops up like one of those funnel maps, kind of like a mall map. technical term. We also want to make sure that we toss affiliate stuff in. So people know how to get affiliate commissions. And that's going to tie into affiliate outrage so they know how to promote this product, right? Just epic. Who gives you an affiliate link and teaches you how to actually make money with it as well? What? Can we over-deliver? Okay. If I go into, so we got affiliate stuff, legal crap, we got the countdown clock down below with another button. That's going to zoom them either up to the top or just open pop-up. Secret 1, 2, and 3, testimonials. This is for me. Bam, bam, bam. There's a ton of them, okay? There's a lot. And what was cool about it is how much stuff I learned. And it took like, it was about 2 weeks for me to write all those lessons down. Well, that's what that column is right there on that whiteboard. Right there. That's all the lessons. Right there. If there is ever a statue of Steve, it should be... Let's finish actually designing the actual pages and at least what needs to happen inside of them. And I'm hoping this thing fits on the freaking whiteboard. It's about to get large. Grande, okay? Okay, I want an SLO here, self-liquidating offer, so that I can recoup ad cost. And dude, what if it was some of the chatbot thing again? That's true, actually, we could do that. Okay, so we got this SLO running right now called Chatbots for MLM, and the actual video is really good. And um, it's 6 minutes long, but it's pretty comical. And it sells quite well, actually. It sells very well. And we're recouping, I think, the majority of our... if we were to do that and give the SLO as the chatbot... So I want it to be about traffic. Because if I'm selling to ClickFunnels people, they know if they can't get traffic, right, the funnel's dead in the water. It doesn't matter how good the water... It doesn't matter how good the funnel is, right? So if it was a chatbot plus Zucker Cider, which I know some of you guys know what that is, but... Just chatbot plus Zucker Cider. We'll have the button here. Got the headline at the top. Get the button right there. If they do buy, goes to an order page. All right, and we'll go with a two-step on this side. Recap the offer on this side. We'll make it like a $47 thing. Sometimes it's hard to make those numbers work. That way we can give more affiliate commissions for that. Because we don't give them any. Anyway. All right, and then boom, there we go. There's a format that I'll use for that as well. So we got headline, bam. Okay, then we got the order, and when they buy, there's the thank you page, and I like to have a countdown timer for like a minute. That way, it auto directs back up to the actual broadcast page. Okay, straight line means a straight link, meaning it's intended to go there. Dotted line for me means that there's some kind of connection that can happen there. Let's see. Very valuable Blackboard back there. It's very valuable. What's the URL for the chat MLM chatbot? What are the videos about on the order page? Okay, yeah, we'll recap all that stuff here. Let me keep going, guys, while I'm on a thread here. Okay, so we've got, and then this page. Okay, and if they click no, right, there's no and then there's yes. If they click no, that pops them back here. And when they buy, there's a redirect that pops them back up here. Boom. And then what's cool is I really do like the style that I've been using lately. I think normally this huge price slashed out for this little price, bam, with a buy button. All right, and it auto pops here too on a timer. And then we also put a whole bunch of testimonials again. Right, and these testimonials, those testimonials be text testimonials. Cool. To me, that's what that means. So I'll be good. Cool. All right. Auto replay, bam, bam, bam. So this is broadcast page. All right. The next thing I want to, you know what's interesting is, let's see, we still need 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And then the actual communication funnel. And then we need to design the actual, traffic method and ActionX and D inputs. Is this helpful? Yeah. Loving it. Very valuable. What's the URL for the MLM chatbot? If you just literally go to secretmlmhacks.com, you'll see it, Alex. Can't see that low. Came to this page at least, I'm at least going to set up a little bit of retargeting ads, okay? So these retargeting ads to come pull people in. If they didn't even come to this, I'm not going to waste money. I'm not going to waste time, right? Retargeting ads can hit that though. That's very helpful. And if they even fill it out step number 1 but not number 2, this is a 2-step order form. I can create a series that grabs the people who filled out their contact. Making sure the screen's still recording, which it is. Nectar pie. Okay, cool. So, will there be an up viral section? It's a great question, Albert. Not really. I want them to be in momentum. I want them to be coming in. You know, if I do like front end things that are free, a lot of times they'll use something like up viral. But I'm more focused on them at this point. I want them to be focusing on you know what I can solve for them. So anyway, do you have the stack pop on page load or after a certain amount of time? It's a great question, Dan. So this section right here. Anyway, super nice. All right, the replay pages. I actually do 2 different kinds of replay page. What I'll do is, oh, that's cool. No worries, man. So the replay page. Now I'm not gonna draw any little connection things there. The video straight in, okay? And although there's not an auto playing feature, you can get it to auto play. What happens is it will start playing on page load. What they do is they click to turn on the sound, right? And that's one of the ways we've gotten around this stuff. And it says click to join session in progress or whatever you want to say, whatever you let text to say. Super valuable, really, really cool. It's usually how I get around it when it comes to the broadcast room and the replay page. But I was looking at some of my numbers from a current webinar, and I get twice as many visits to the second style of replay page because of this right here. Okay, it's the exact same page. we call it a scroll bar replay page. Okay. Okay, scroll bar replay page. And what's cool about the scroll bar replay page is you want another reason. You don't just want to email people and say, like, you got 3 hours left to give me money, 2 hours left to give me money, 1 hour left to give me money. You want to be able to get just going to put it right over here because it doesn't need to be big. If they don't get this, an auto, because I'm going to put deadline funnel on this. If they don't purchase in this scenario, a few other pieces of email and content, which are running out of room for me to show you. But there's a cool tool I've been using, and after this, I'll make sure that you guys get. I think I want to put like a resources page inside of the group, the Science of Selling Online. That way, you guys can see all the cool things I'm doing. One of the tools I'm using, though, what it does is it allows me every time somebody either opts in or purchases. Okay, opt. Bot, chatbots for MLM. Just want to make sure that you got everything that you need. There's a button we put right over to the side. Click there, and you'll be opted into the, or you actually log into the members area. Make sure you watch that web class though before the 48 hours is over. That's not like a gimmick. It really does. It's really only up. It actually cookies your IP address, so you can't even try it with another thing. I don't know. Sorry. Hey, watch future emails from me. And then 1 week later, it it's just a delay in Zapier, fires that trigger, pings it onto my phone, and in a single click of a button, it's really fast, pops them back in and out. Anyway, it's really awesome. But that's actually increased my conversions quite a bit. It takes me like a minute per prospective customer. Totally worth it. Increased conversions a lot. That added personal touch, which has helped a lot of people as well. So, and I use it kind of as like a mini success path, which has been really nice when they actually do purchase. But anyway, on the waiting list here, that'll be the thing that I trigger as well. So a personal video. Oh crap! Looks like you. All right, personal video.